There are some very useful bits of information that every e-biker should know. These things can be as simple as having an idea of the range your bike has, or more complex like how to get your bike set up right. Here's a good list of some of the best things to know, in case, well, you don't. Cadence. Cadence is one of the most important things to get right on your eMTB to get the most from your motor. Make sure you're riding in the correct gear to maximise the assist input. Each motor has an optimum range in which it gives the most assistance. If you go out of this range, it won't be able to perform as well and you'll be struggling on the pedals. Find this range though, and it's smooth sailing. Tyre Choice. Tyre choice is one of the biggest factors to how any bike performs. The compound and the casing will make a big difference to the range available. Big, aggressive, fat and sticky tyres provide loads of grip, but a lot of friction. They will give you traction, but not the extra range. If you don't need lots of grip, then look at decreasing your tyre size and maybe look at a harder compound that could help extend your bike's range. Chain wear. Chain wear is the most important thing to be aware of when it comes to maintaining your bike. A chain checker tool will help you monitor that chain wear and keep you on top of when it needs replacing. It's a far cheaper option than replacing components. And because your chain, cassette and chainring are all being worn down, if you don't replace your chain in time, you'll probably be replacing all three at once when the chain finally does go on its own. Tyre pressure. If you have the right tyres but not the right tyre pressure in them, then you're really losing out. Tyre pressure is super important when it comes to riding your eMTB. But did you know the pressure indicated on the sidewall of your tyre is a maximum pressure and not the pressure you should pump your tyres to? An overinflated tyre will give a harsh ride and not a lot of grip, so make sure you get it right. But also on the other side, an underinflated tyre will puncture easily and be slow rolling. Helmets. Your helmet is the most important protection to wear on your bike. If you wear nothing else, make sure you wear a helmet. It's protecting your head, and if that gets damaged, you can't really use anything else. So make sure it fits correctly, because then it will be more comfortable and you won't have to think about wearing it. It will just be second nature. Suspension sag. A full suspension e-bike is a great tool for attacking the trails, but if you don't get the base setting right, it won't perform nearly like it should. The most important thing to get sorted is the sag of the suspension. Sag is the amount of travel the suspension will use when you sit on the bike. It helps you give more traction and gives a much more comfortable ride. If it's too much, the bike will sit low and you'll get lots of pedal strikes and the suspension will bottom out far too often. If you don't have enough, then the bike will sit high with a very harsh ride. Aim for around 30% of sag on the rear suspension and about 20% up front. For more on this, check out the links in the description for a more detailed video. Changing gears under load. Changing gears under load is a definite art when it comes to riding e-bikes. If you don't get it dialed, expect to be snapping chains and losing teeth off your cassette. When tackling climbs, it's important to have an idea of what gear you should be in before you need to be in it. Otherwise, you'll be crunching gears at the worst possible time, and this is when the trouble happens. Practice letting off the power a little when you shift, and it will become second nature in no time. Air travel. You cannot travel by air with your e-bike and its battery. This is really important to know, because if you rock up at the airport with the battery on your bike, then you'll have to make a difficult decision right there and then. Some forward thinking is needed for planning that riding trip abroad, and a great option is to take your bike minus the battery and hire a battery once you arrive at your destination. Thankfully, this hire service is becoming more commonplace, especially around Europe, so do your research ahead of time and everything will go smoothly. So there are some things every e-biker should know. But have I missed something? Let us know in the comment section down below if there's something that every e-biker should know. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to love, like and share on social platforms, and of course don't forget to subscribe to EMBN.